this one is straight. Try to make your feet as parallel as possible, and you're going to lean forward with your chest square with your legs. Alright, so we're going to switch. It's the same basic principle. You always bring in and then out. Okay, so then the second stance we're going to use is back stance. So you're going to put this one at a 90-degree angle and just extend the front foot out. And then put 75% of your weight on your back leg. Okay, and the general block of this is going to be like this. You have it on your solar plex, and then you have the other one extended straight as it's a continuation of your body. Alright, and so to switch that, you go like that. And again. Okay, so those are your two stances. We're going to first go over blocks. Alright, and the standard block to use for your front stance is a down block. So you're going to start, you're going to cross like this, step forward, down. Make sure your chest is square, your left arm is parallel with your leg, and then cross again, down, cross, down. Alright? So that's our first block. Our second block is a high block, and just like you do it like this, just be ready for preparing the other hand before it again. So, up, and up. Alright, and you want to make sure that this is, if you had a belt on, you have it right on the side of your hip, clenched in a fist so that you're ready for the next block, and up. Alright, so that's our second block. Our third block will be an inside block, and so you're going to start from your head, continue into the center of your body till it's about parallel with your left tooth, if you have one. And basically continue like that, and you do this with the front foot. Alright, and the opposite of that is an outside block, which you start from the inside, and as the name suggests, you go out till it's about parallel with your shoulder. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's basically your block, and that's the 4 ones we're going to refer to, so just recap: down block, high block, inside block, and outside. Alright, so that's all for our blocks, and now we're going to do kicks, which is the most exciting part. So the first one is a front kick. So you lift, extend, bring back, and down. It's really hard to hold, but the general movement as follows goes like that. You want to make sure that it goes straight, and if you can, get it as high as possible. For guys, I want you about chin level or higher. Girls, I would like you to reach your forehead or higher. So my leg extends a good foot above my head. Alright, and so that's left foot, right foot. Make sure whenever you're doing kicks, you have a good fighting stance, which is both fists up. Alright, and that's our first kick. Then we have a roundhouse, which you're going to plant your feet parallel at about a 45-degree angle. And what you do is you pivot on your front. And as you pivot on your front, you bring up your opposite leg in a bent stance, and then once you complete the pivot, you release the leg. So it continues like this. And it's called a roundhouse because you are moving in a round fashion. Alright, so right leg, switch, and left leg. So when I say roundhouse, that's what we're going to be doing. Our third kick is going to be a traditional side kick, and that's where you start. If you want the kick to go in this direction, you face 90 degrees in the opposite. So what you do is you lift up to the center, extend, and what you want to do is you want to have this be the part of the foot that contacts, so it's going to look like that. And right leg, and left leg again. And that is the side kick, which is the third type of kick we'll be using. The fourth is going to be a back kick, and you're going to turn into it. So you step forward with your left, and then you bring this, lift like you would in a side kick, and then extend. And you're hitting this more with the outside / heel of your foot. So it looks something like this. Okay, and you can continue in the direction of your kick, or you could release it and go back to your original stance. So that's a back kick. I'm not going to be using that much because it is really difficult to balance. That was our fourth kick. Our fifth kick is going to be a drop kick or crescent kick, as it's called. So this one, your leg pretty much stays straight the whole time. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift, and as the name suggests, you drop. So you want to make almost a half circle, and then you want to drop it straight down to the center of your body. So you continue like that. Guys, I don't expect you to get as high as girls, obviously this is flexibility issues, but for dramatic effect, I would like it as high, as straight, and as loud as possible when you drop on the ground. That's a crescent kick. Okay, so then our next thing is going to be a hook kick. This, again, is also very difficult, and I will not ask for this, but it looks very pretty, so we will do it at least once during the show. And what you do is step into it, and then what you're going to do is, like a hook, you're going to do that kind of action. Alright, so if I were to do it, it looks like that. And again, on the left side, not as good as the right side, but
Come on.